Hello everybody, Rob here from Average Hobby, and well, if you read the title of the video, you'll understand why I'm a little excited, and obviously, you'll know. I got something a little early. Oh, in the mail! Ugh. The Army Painter Fanatic Mega Paint Set. 50 paints, including a free paint station, and I believe it's a character brush. And of course the 50 paints. A couple of things I want to mention. First off, this box is not designed to have the case, the tray or the paint station. So if I hope you get it before because I don't think I think they're going to be redoing this and just removing that logo, and that'll probably let this sit. But this thing weighs a lot. So we got the little thing here on the back. So we got our 4 washes, our 3 metals, our 3 Technicolor or effect paints, and then 40 acrylics, which is really nice. And obviously we get the paint station, the free brush. Yeah, we'll take a look at everything to see what's going on. For the instructions, it looks like it's easy to assemble, but we're gonna just rip right into it here. We're just gonna rip into it here. Ha! Ignore this. Oh, you can't see what I was doing. That's perfect. I may or may not have been using a screwdriver to rip open the plastic. Oh, wow, this thing's like... The paper is loose. There we go. But the wrapping is loose on it, so it's hard to actually like get it and get enough tension to pinch it to rip it. Okay. Oh my god. I should have checked my waybill to see how heavy this thing was. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's definitely the lid there was the issue. So we get the paint, or the stickers, which I'm going to give to my kid, obviously. We get the classic, okay. Anything missing, smashed, or broken. The classic free take one copy if you're in a store. The book. Which, this is the same that was in the air paints that I got. Does this have the war? Yeah, it has the war paints in it. It doesn't actually have the Fanatics range in there. So there's the Fanatics there. There's all the speed paint stuff over there. Color theory. Old stuff there. So they haven't updated all of the images and all the stuff in this, it looks like. So I think some of this stuff definitely needs to be updated in regards to, yeah, given the old Zombicide stuff still uses the war paint line, which is down here. So I don't know if those are also being updated as well. Here is the tray, which we will... Wow, that's a hefty tray. But here we go. Here are the paints, and they're already way better than the air paints were. The air paints were just like all over the place. Army green. That lid was open a little bit, but I don't know if you can hear it. But it's got the ball in there, so that's good. And it comes in the classic blue trays. Actually, I wanted to look at the matte black. Sorry, I'm a little extended beyond my usual painting distances, but we got matte black, acrylic. It's in the blacks and grays, and it's black. This is deep gray. It's acrylic. It's a very dark gray. It is the second from the black and gray. It's nice. And then here we go, we have ash gray, which is blacks and grays. Great, nice. I'm assuming this is white. Yeah, so it's part of the blacks and whites. Nice. So you can do Templar right out of the box. Thunderous blue, which is parts of the desaturated blue grays. What is this? Wolf gray, which is part of the desaturated blue grays. Okay. Light bluish gray. Nice. We have ultramarine, which is obviously... Ooh, strong pale blues. Okay. Strong bluish... Strong purplish blue. Okay. They definitely shake a lot differently. Imperial Navy, vivid blues. Okay. Crystal blue, part of the vivid blues. And then I'm assuming... Right, sapphire, vivid blues. Okay, yeah. So, it looks like we're getting... Because I never got the chance to look, right? Strong pale. Okay. So let's say we're getting 2-ish from each one. I mean, there's 50 of them in here. Here is the paintbrush we got, which just popped off. So we got the character brush, which is nice. It's already... I don't know if you can see that. Kind of fraying and stuff. We'll have to see if I can clean that up. Give it a little clean in the old master stuff, and then give it a little soap. We will see then if it's good or not. You can be hit or miss when it comes to, unfortunately, the Army Painter paintbrushes. We have more of our paints there. I'm just going to tilt this up. Obviously, more up heights. One extra one. So we could have got, theoretically, 60 paints. I'm just saying, if there's room, there you go. Or they could have put all of this there, technically. But, yeah. And then here is our last little bit of stuff here. Our oozing vomit, our bronze, our gold, all that stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a quick moment. I will have this thing all put together, and then I will show you what all the colors look like just sitting on top of the tops of the caps there. And then the third part of the video, I'm going to have... Now, I don't have every paint. So, for example, for the washes... I'm going to use my old Dwarven shields. And for the paints I do have and that I can go and copy over, I've got a whole bunch of 3rd edition Space Marine pauldrons. My plan is to, for example, do the left one in the new Fanatic red and then the right one in the old red type thing. I think I've only got, out of this set, I've only got, I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I only got 8 that correspond with this set specifically, because I only had, like, I think it's the starter set or something like that, which only had, I think it was, it had 8, just 8 in it, and that was it. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we'll put a cut in here, and I'll be right back with everything put together and everything kind of on its, on the tray to take a look. Be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, these are all the paints. After I unboxed everything, what I did was I went through and I checked to see which paints I had and which paints, you know, obviously that are new. And I thought I'd paint them up a little bit and do a quick little comparison. And then in the next part of the video, we'll have everything put together. I wanted to see how they worked on the wet palette here as well. And a few things stuck out to me. Number one is the washes. The washes are pretty much the same. Let's bring this over. Other than obviously these two here. These two here. This is strong skin shade. And this is just regular flesh wash. Or, no, sorry. Flesh wash. And strong skin shade. Other than, there's no differences. Even strong tone, dark tone. Strong tone, dark tone. no change. So the washes, in my opinion, are they're exactly the same. No big deal. They just changed the flesh wash, so now there's light flesh wash and dark flesh wash, or sorry, strong and soft, I think, are the two. But yeah, that's perfectly fine, to be honest with you. I actually like this strong skin wash because now it's more like the Reichland flesh shade because it has that like browny redness to it, and I think this strong skin shade I'll be using on my my Custodes. As for the gold, we've got the greedy gold and the right and the plate mail on the left. To be honest, I didn't feel like there was much of a difference. There is a color change. You can actually see the color difference here, where the old one has more of a brown to it. As for the plate mail, other than like it was a little smoother, honestly I like the speed paint metallics a little bit better, or even a mix of this with the speed paint gold. I'll have to try that out. But overall, the metallics are okay. They are obviously, the newer ones are a little bit more fluid. But yeah, they're okay. I feel, honestly, I don't feel enough of a difference to really say much, other than the fact that the greedy gold color is a little different. The shine looks like it's mostly the same. As for the yellow, you can see the newer yellow has a little bit more of a shine to it. That's the newer one, and that's the older one. The older one was a pain. I don't know if you can actually see the textures there. Trying to get that light a little closer here. But you can see like the textures. The new one's nice and smooth. The old one's very rough. I don't think I watered down it properly. Here it is here. I felt as though the older one, the older demonic yellow, was a little more chalkier, it felt like. And it looks it. The flesh, barbarian flesh, same thing. If you look at the texture, if you look at it, there is a slight little bit of texture to it. Once again, it's the same thing. It was a little chunkier, watered down a little. The same. They're the same. I actually watered down the new one a little too much and had to add a little extra. But the newer one, same thing. A lot smoother. I haven't done acrylics in a long time. I also want to mention to the next one. Each one got 30 seconds on my vortex mixer, which is right. You can kind of see the top left there. That way, everything was equal. This is where things started breaking down a lot. I want to mention the barbarian flesh and the demonic yellow. I think they needed to be shaken a lot more. That's the reason why they had like a weird consistency to them. The ultramarine blue just was a complete and utter failure. 30 seconds on the mixer, and you can just see, like even on the palette, it did not mix properly. I put my own I put mixing balls in them so that it would be fair, and yeah, I am not impressed with the old stuff. I never used the old one. But now I'm looking at it and it's like, wow, I gave it 30 seconds and the new one was no big deal. I also mentioned the red, which is next. It wasn't 100% mixed. It was like 80% mixed. So you can see it here. That's the new, that's the old. You can see the same deal. Slide a little bit of texture to the old stuff, new stuff. Nice and smooth. Once again, it mixed. Did not mix 100%. Let's see if I can get this a little closer. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But there's a line goes right down the center of medium still. It did not mix 100%. Same with the black. 30 seconds, both of them once again. The old one did not mix 100%. On the 30 seconds, I actually gave it a little mix with the brush on the palette, but overall they actually both look really nice. Can't really tell too much of the difference. It's black, it's not the biggest deal, but you can tell the newer one is a little bit more matte. Last but not least, we got the green. Same deal. You can actually still see the green, right there, you can actually see the line in the center of it. It did not mix either. You can't really see that. Obviously, that didn't. Yeah. Once again, 30 seconds. Didn't mix all that great. We have the old on the right, the new on the left. A lot smoother, not as chunky. And to be honest with you, I think it's, I mean, overall, it's an improvement. The metallics, like I said, the metallics are just, they're the metallics. Like, they didn't do, the colors aren't changed. They mixed okay. Yeah, I mean, in the end, after this test, I'm honestly going to say the War Paints Fanatics are definitely a lot better. But what we'll do is we'll come to my full and final conclusions in the next part of the video, where I have the stand as well. I'll have everything all lined up and set up, and I'll talk about, well, all of them in general, and what things kind of caught me off guard a little bit, because there were about 3 or 4 things that I was like, oh, this is different. With that in mind, I'll be right back with the next part of the video. Alright, we're back. So here are the conclusions. So first things first, I am liking the new paints. Like I said, they're a little thicker, but you water them down 3 to 1 with water. 3 parts paint, 1 part water, and they flow perfectly fine. On a wet palette, really good. Like I said, the old ones separated pretty badly. Wasn't a big fan of that. Ooh, I like the rust now. Couple things that caught me off guard here. So, consistency is a big thing. And yet again, they're not as consistent as I would wish. So, for example, Onyx Skin. You can't hear the ball at all, right? It is thick. It's a thick boy. Rainforest. Pretty thin in comparison. Bright Sapphire. I don't know if you can actually hear it, but you can shake it pretty easily, and you can hear the ball moving around. Now, I don't know if it's because I just got these and they need to be shaken up a little bit more. What I did was, before I put them all up on the tops here, I gave them all a 36 run on my Vortex mixer. And, yeah, they all mixed perfectly fine. It was just that you can actually see, like, for example, the Topaz Skin here. Like, I'm shaking it, and I can't hear the ball going. Let's see what else here. The Barbarian Flesh. Yeah, same thing. No, you can't hear the ball bearing. So, with it being this thick of an acrylic, I understand the point of the ball bearing is to help mix things and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Some of these paints are thick enough that it's actually hard to do any sort of handshaking. Like, I have an issue with my rotator cuff, so I have issues shaking paints. I got to the 3rd or 4th paint, and I was just like, oh my gosh, some of these crazy thin, like the matte white, not a problem. But like I said, the thickness of these things is significantly different. They do talk about how it's supposed to be consistent across the entire line. It is not. Now, it's not a major issue to me. It's just, I just want people out there to know, like, hey, they're not perfect. You know, especially when it comes to, like, you know, consistency with thick and thin. There you go. So you have to worry about, you know, obviously, you know, thinning differently. The other thing that caught me off guard, once again, was the lack, I think it was the gold, of QA when it comes to filling. I believe it was the gold. Yeah. Like, that happened before I even opened it. I opened it up and I heard a pop noise, and that occurred. I think there was an issue with the bronze as well. Yeah, like, that should not be in a brand new, like, I don't understand how that, like, how that just catches me off guard. I really don't know what to say about that. A couple things I want to mention that I really liked. Number one is this fresh rust. Like, look at that. It actually looks rusty, and I'm actually very impressed with that. The oozing vomit, I like it. It looks really disgusting and grody. Come on. There we go. It looks really nice and grody. The true blood. So this is supposed to be more of a fresh blood, like it just happened. And I like how like nice and shiny it is. Come on. There we go. So I like that. These actually kind of caught me off. The effects actually caught me off guard a little bit as to how good the rust is. There's two different types of rust, two different types of blood. So I think I might get the other rust and the other blood when they become available. I'm also hoping that they release 6-packs. So when you look at, I'm just going to grab this one because it's easier. The paints, they come in these new, we'll just call them, 6-packs. 6 colors that go into, in this case, the desaturated blue-grays. What I hope they do is they sell them in 6-packs where you can get all 6. Vallejo does that with, I think it's their Game Air. You can get the full range of a 6-pack of colors. I'm really hoping about that. I kind of wish they gave you 3 of multiple different types of the, we'll just call it the little groupings, the color groupings. I also wish they provide you with a list of what all the colors are. They just show you the colors, but they don't tell you actually what the groupings are. And I would like them to actually give you a list showing that, hey, these are the 6 bluish desaturated blue-grays. Over here, this is the 6 deep green blues. And actually have the list of what the 6 are, and then have them from left to right. Right now, they just have them kind of mashed up on the back of the boxes, and it's up to you to kind of put your kind of, 2 and 2 together and go, okay, so that's the yellows, that's the oranges, that's the blues, but this is also the blues. So which is which type thing. So I think they need to kind of communicate that a little bit better. This little free thing that I got here, it's crap. To be 100% honest. It's supposed to be made of quote-unquote high-end MDF. As you can see here, it ripped coming out of the box. It had you can actually see down here, it didn't quite even go together properly. It's not sticking. It's already starting to come apart. I didn't glue it. It ripped in a lot of spots instead of just popping off, which are covered here. What else? I mean, it's free, so I mean, yeah, there you go. If you don't have a painting rack, there you go. I'm going to move these into another painting rack right after this and pretty much just toss this. I'm actually happy I got a different one. This actual rack itself broke. Like, you can't pull, this is the other thing too, you can't pull them out forward. You have to go straight up. I find them too close. I got big hands. I'm a big dude. I have issues, as you can see. Like, I'm always hitting more than one. The one for the next to the green skin here, it's snapped in already. It's already broken. There is I don't know what the coating is on this, but it feels disgusting. It feels like, the best way I can explain it is, if you've ever had a piece of cardboard sitting and it has a layer of dust on it and you run your hand across it and it has that like weird powdery feel to it, that's what this has. And I didn't like it. It was disgusting. So that's the other reason why I'm throwing it out, because I don't like the texture of it. I don't know whether it's just I got a bad one or what. But yeah, overall, I mean, the quality of this thing is definitely like a 2 out of 10. The paints themselves are like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, the washes, I thought they were going to change them up a little bit. They did not. They just added more and kind of modified a couple. So, for example, now we have 2 skin shades instead of 1. We don't have fairy dust anymore. That's a shame. Because of that, I got my Vallejo metallic medium. But yeah, overall, these worked amazing from what my first test was. What I'm probably going to do is wait until they release, they start releasing them. Then what I want to do is get, where is it? I think it's this one, the Ultramarine one. No, that's Imperial Navy, Ultramarine. I want to get all of these strong pale blues, and I want to try doing a Space Marine using all of these and see just how well the Space Marine will look. But yeah, so with that in mind, though, I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next unboxing video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.